In this life, you either do the fucking or you're the one who's getting the fuck.
Stars spell out your name, like in a science fiction drama. Romance,
And I prefer to be the fucking person.
like a flower in the summer. Lord, keep me guessing.
Una prego so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bailando, bailando. Adiós, adiós, adiós. Fuck, bruh. Welcome back to a new video. Let's turn this down a little bit. It's been a little bit of a while. It's been 2 weeks. Let's be for real, right? So, probably be wondering, where the fuck have I been? I've been getting cooked, bro. I've been getting cooked, honestly speaking. Well, let me talk while we're busy fucking making breakfast. First of all, this is not sponsored, bro, but this protein powder, this fucking isolate, this USN one, the best shit you'll ever taste in your life, bro. Or at least the best that I've tasted so far, bro. The NPL one's so ass, but this shit's so good, dude. Okay, so basically, where have I been? I've been around, bro. I've been around, bro. But today it's fucking cold, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, holy shit, I can't even see the degree. So last night it was genuinely like fucking freezing cold, and now it's like sitting at 17 degrees-ish. I don't know if you can see that shit. But basically where I've been, so today we're doing shoulders. Let's get that out of the way. Good fucking morning, bro. Today we're doing shoulders. It's gonna be a fucking amazing day. It's gonna be a fucking amazing day. We're gonna cook up the shake quickly. 120 grams of oats, 2 scoops of protein powder, and 450 milliliters of milk. So we got our oats right here. About to cook this shit up. It's gonna be a good fucking day, bros. So basically where I've been. So last video, right, we did back. I was doing shoulders last week. I already, like, as you know, I hurt my shoulder. And my shoulder's low-key been tweaking a little bit. And last week my whole body was like fucking aching, and I've like been like kind of like stuffy. So I was like, oh well, let me take the week off, let me just chill out a little bit. Let me come back this week, let me come back refreshed. Let me come back so I can, you know, carry on the trading block and lifting heavy and going after it and getting bigger and getting stronger, bruh, and leaner. Isn't that what we all want? Can never be too satisfied. But yeah, so basically I was like, if I carry on this week and I'm gonna be weak, and I'm not going to feel good this week, even when I train. Sure, it might satisfy me, you know, a little bit mentally. Well, not really, because I won't be able to lift as heavy as I want to, and I'll just be disappointed in myself. But the thing is that, who the fuck's here? I was like, let me take the week off, because the fatigue is going to carry on into next week, and we will be fatigue maxing that shit, if you know what I mean. So I was like, nah, let me take the week off, let me feel good this week. So now when I go and train, I'll feel fucking magnificent, and my shoulder's been feeling a lot more magnificent. And it's not just been my shoulder, like, it's been my bicep tendon. I think from rowing and shit, obviously you can't see. I think from rowing so heavy and doing the T-bar rows and stuff, the lengthened positions has been like killing my elbow, bro, like, and my bicep. Fuck, I mean my bicep, but yeah, holy shit, dude, I've been getting. Besides that, like, last video I spoke about how changed my medication frequency. How about that? Basically, I moved it to make sure that my like levels and shit were balanced and everything. But the thing that I didn't realize is that none of that fucking matters if your health is going to get fucked. And unfortunately, I did bloods last week, and let's be real, like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't very bad. Only I know, obviously, I'm a doctor. But let's just say the estrogen was not low, bro. So the thing that I didn't clock was that when I got sick back like that 2 weeks ago, or like, how long? It was like 4 or 5 weeks ago, right? I got like crazy sick. And after getting sick, I went and I like kept on training and kept on doing stuff, but I didn't realize that cortisone and like nebulizing and shit actually fucks your estrogen, especially if it's already elevated. So the reference range is is from like zero, it's like, what's it, from like 70 something to like 185 per mole, whatever the measurement is, right? So mine was already sitting like slightly elevated. It was at like 279. I test my estrogen. This is when it's supposed to be the lowest, right? You'll never guess what it was. 408. Bomba clot, wallahi, bro. Holy shit, did I get fucking... Is that shit spilling? But hopefully it's gonna come down over the next few weeks. But the thing is, it's been fucking me mentally. Like, I'll be so for real with you, it's been frying me. And then test, like, obviously, if you know or if you don't know, I don't have a thyroid, so I have to take like thyroid meds and stuff. And my markers got cooked, bro. Like, this was the highest it's ever been, and it's supposed to be suppressing it, and this is the highest it's ever been. So it's like kind of expected why I've been feeling so tired and like kind of lethargic lately. But it's not a fucking excuse to be a pussy. It's not an excuse to be a pussy, and it's not an excuse to be a complainer. But today we're gonna do shoulders. We're gonna smash that shit. You know, there's nothing I can do about that other than let my doctor handle it, let her do everything, and get my. So I redid bloods as well over the weekend, and we're gonna see what that says, and then we're gonna move from there. Okay, sorry, I had to go clean that shit up, but boom, here we have the shake. 4 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbs, 22 fat. Boom. Pretty good morning shake, bro. I won't lie. Honestly, I used to hate fucking having shakes and stuff because the protein powder was always so ass. And now that I found a great one, I've literally been having one for the last year. Genuinely, every single morning I have not missed my shake. But besides that, so what I was getting back to, let me turn this fucking music off for a little. Okay, anyways, what I was trying to get at is that, yeah, no, like, I got my blood test back and I got like absolutely cooked in the estrogen regard. Obviously, you know, I have no control over my TSH and like my thyroid and stuff. Like, that was it just happened, you know what I mean? So I think, well, I don't know, but it could have been a mistake on the lab report. So I went and I did it. Cooked. So no wonder I've been fucking wanting to dirk my schmoke so much lately. And I was like, what the fuck is this low pussy ass symptoms, bro? Like, why the fuck am I getting this shit? Like, just lock in, bro. Lock in, Raphael. Lock in, sleep. But it could not have come at a worse time, honestly speaking, because I'll tell you this, I was planning on going to Greece now with the boys, with the BRAHS. We're gonna have a nice, you know, vacation with the boys. We're gonna go out, fucking smash some Stacy's, and become fucking sick cunts, ascend to sick cunts, like beyond sick cunts, because we're already sick cunts. You're a sick cunt, bro. But besides that, I was basically gonna go, and currently the date is June 8th. Now, I was planning on leaving on the 29th of June, or the 1st of July, and then going to like the 7th or the 8th, right? Because that's when we planned it. The thing is now that my estrogen, for it to come down and to see my TSH difference, takes about 4 to 6 weeks. So, if you want to do the math, there's no fucking 4 to 6 weeks from now till the 1st of July. Take one day at a time, you know, don't stress about, worry never did anybody good. Yo, I heard this crazy quote, honestly. When you're going to another country or when you're flying, you don't know the pilot, yet you trust the pilot with your own life. You don't know the driver when you're going with an Uber, and yet you trust him to allow him to arrive at your destination safely, for him to get you there. When you're going on a boat trip, or when you're going on a yacht or a cruise or whatever it may be, or a ferry, you don't know the captain, yet you trust the captain with your own life. So why don't you trust God with your life, even though he may not be physically there? And that hit me hard. Because oftentimes, right, we always forget to trust God and we always forget to put him first. And it's so crucial that we put him first, even in our times of good and bad. Another thing, which brings me to my another point, and this is something that I always like to think about. You can't focus on the good or the bad, because if you focus on the bad too much, when something good happens, it'll take away all the bad. But it's inevitable that something bad will happen again, and it's not even bad, events that you can't control or things that you have no control over. When something good happens to you, you feel good, you feel great, it's going in a direction. But then when something bad happens to you, it takes away that entire good. So it takes one good to clear away all the bad, and it takes one bad to clear away all the good. So you can't be fixated on the good or the bad, but you have to remain humble in this very moment, in the present, and with your present emotions. Because if you allow good or bad things to affect you mentally, then when the opposite or vice versa happens, you'll get destroyed. And I've just been trying to meditate on that a lot recently, because, you know, it's inevitable that good things will happen to you, and it's inevitable that, you know, some things that are out of your control will happen to you. And there's nothing you can do about that. It's just life. You know, God gives his strongest soldiers the toughest challenges. I always like to think of that. And overcoming adversity and overcoming challenges in life, that's literally part of the game. Because if it was easy and if you got there easily, you would never be satisfied and you would actually be more empty than if you were going through the process and going through the journey and then you arrived there, because it would feel fulfilling afterwards, and even then you would still want more. But as human nature describes, you'll always want more of something. And the point that I'm trying to get at with that saying is that you have to enjoy the process and you have to enjoy the journey, the good and the bad. Because if you don't enjoy the good and the bad, and if you don't enjoy the journey or the process, once you arrive at the destination, you won't even feel fulfilled, you won't even feel anything. And the chances of you even arriving at the destination if you don't enjoy the process or the journey is extremely, extremely, extremely slim. I'm willing to bet, in fact, that you won't make it if you don't enjoy the process or if you don't enjoy the journey. Because you need to fall in love with that for the outcome. You can't be fixated solely on what the outcome is, but you rather have to be fixated on the present and what actions you can do currently in this very, very moment. What can I do to get better? What can I do to go after and achieve my goals? I have this goal, I have these things that I want to go and accomplish in this life, I've decided. So what can you do right now in this very fucking second? What can you do right now in this very moment so you can go after and achieve those goals? Because if you're not going after it, the law of accumulation says that everything counts. And what I mean by that is that whether you're procrastinating or whether that you're going after it, every little move that you make counts. Right now when I'm recording this video, it's counting towards me going to my goals and excelling and achieving my goals in the future. Right now when I'm drinking this protein shake, it's allowing me to hit my macros, it's allowing me to build more muscle and progress in the future. But if I'm gonna sit now and I'm gonna watch TV the whole day, right? And I'm not saying that's bad, you know, sometimes people need a reset. You need a reset and you need to just relax and enjoy life every moment of the way. But that also counts, because now you've spent the last 12 hours watching TV and a show when you could have been doing something else. But also at the same time, those 12 hours could have been productive in the sense that it's resetting your mind so you can be even more productive the next week ahead. So that's what I mean. Every little thing that you do, bro, it counts. And you have to be consciously aware of that, and you have to make the conscious decision of you moving forward and taking the biggest risks. Because either you take the risk now or you lose the chance of having it. Either you take the risk now or you lose the chance of having it. Because there's a finite amount of time for when you can have something or when you can't have something, and that gap gets smaller and smaller, and all that is dependent on is the amount of risks that you're going to take. What are you willing to do to get there? How bad do you want it? And what do you want exactly? Those are the three things. Every single day you need to meditate on that. And I meditate on that religiously, bro.
You should have acted. They are already here. Should have acted. They are already here. The Elder Scrolls told of their return until the time after Oblivion opened, when the sons of Skyrim would spill their own blood. But there is one they fear. He is Headhunters, Dragonborn.
Blast the fuck out of volume, do 220, 2 sets, hopefully 10 reps each, then we'll drop it to 180, 5 to 8 reps. But
We'll see, these numbers, 220
it's
for
just
10.
dependent on how it moves and how I feel. But I have a feeling it's gonna feel good, bro. Why you keep asking us and you saw how that was?
Bro, that's what I'm fucking trying to figure out. Like, that shit moves so easy. Just what the fuck?
I'm different now, bro. I told you. Every time you see me, I'm always better. I'm always stronger. I'm always bigger. I'm always winning.
That's always a fucking fact.
Regardless of health, hormones, whatever, I will always be better.
I don't understand how much of a fucking gladiator
That was probably
this guy is.
the easiest 220s ever moved. I felt like air, bro.
This is 220. Let's go higher.
What you hear?
Let's go higher. 6 fucking plates. 6 fucking plates.
Fucking 5 plates, bro.
No, I think you can go higher.
I took a week off, so I don't want to kill my CNS. You know what I mean?
Again, we pretend like
Especially
we know what
with me, it's like this is the second or third squat session that I've had with these shoes.
Oh,
So it's like I just want my body to get used to them first. I won't like try and go for 300 just yet. But I think now, genuinely deadass, like I had at least like another 5 reps probably in like blow my CN. It's the first fucking week that I come back. Because now it's like, this is the start now for the next 5 or 6 weeks of training again. Because
this is the fucking start. This is the start. That's fucking insane.
Because this is how I go in my increments. I made a promise like ever since I got sick, 4 weeks on, 1 week off. 4 or 5 weeks on, 1 week off. My 1 week's been off. So now it's time to start. I feel good, mentally, physically, not mentally. On and off, 50-50. 50-50. It depends what thing I used before gym.
What are we using before gym?
Nothing, bro.
I don't know what he meant by on and off. Cycling on and off to the train.
Nothing, bro. I just got to kiss my belt, kiss the cross, say my prayer every time before I train.
Amen.
And it'll always be an amazing session, bro.
Amen. Shout out the Lord. Hell yeah.
I'm not showcasing me or my power. I'm showcasing what God can do. I'm showcasing what He can do.
Amen.
This is God's power. I wouldn't be here without Him. I wouldn't be able to lift this without Him. And should the good and the bad, it comes with Him. You know what I mean? That's just life.
Well, glory to God. Wouldn't be here without Him.
I thought that I'm supposed to lean into the heels to push out from my heels only. So when I squatted, I would lean back and try to push only through the heels.
Bitch.
You gotta fuck it.
Gotta fuck the way.
You gotta fuck it, bro. You gotta teach it who's. You gotta show it who's the man, bro.
Gotta show who's
You know what I
daddy.
mean? You gotta caress the weight. How do you talk to it dirty, bro? And then just like bang it from the side a little bit, bro. Because let's be real, bro. It's either about to fuck you or you're gonna get fucked. In this life, you either do the fucking or you're the one who's getting the fucked. And I prefer to do the fucking personally, bro.
Let me see this.
body. I legit increased it by 5 kilos, and my legs are now.
Big difference. We driving home or what?
Thank God.
At least.
Good luck, everybody. I turn now. I saw the stars, bro, but the stars didn't align in that moment. I just got fucking killed there.
Get up, get down, Bruce, that's down. My leads, they gonna break it down. Get up, get down, Bruce, that's down. My leads, they gonna break it down. Get up, get down, Bruce, that's down. My leads, they gonna break it down. Get up, get down, Bruce, that's
Okay, it has been genuinely probably a month and a half since I recorded that video. It has been a while since I've been in front of the camera. And I have my reasons, you know, sometimes things happen to you and you just have no control over it. You know, unfortunately, if you've reached the end of the video, you like obviously know what I was talking about earlier, but we did not unfortunately go to the trip with the BRAHS. Unfortunately, you know, my passport got absolutely fried, expired, and I actually got sick during that week that I was actually supposed to leave. So whether it's a coincidence or not, whatever it may be, but we are going to open up the Book of Sleep today. And the Book of Sleep, what chapter, what shall we call this today? Let's call this the enemy that is in your own mind. Boom. The enemy that is in your own mind, we'll throw it up right now. You are not your thoughts, you're not your beliefs, you're not your feelings. You are just you. You are just a soul. You are just a vessel. And a lot of the times people succumb to their feelings, they succumb to their thoughts, and I'm guilty of that. I'll be honest with you. You know, you have a thought that pops up and sometimes you just really sit there and ponder on that thought when you should really not be thinking about it. You should really just neglect the thought, but inevitably you always think that your mind is working for you and not against you. But oftentimes, I remember when I said the iron and the iron, where the only thing that can destroy iron is its own rust and nothing else. And I think it was the back video. And basically this is an extension of that because, like I said, you're not your thoughts, you're not your beliefs. And oftentimes you think that the way that you think and, you know, the thoughts that come into your mind, they're actually working for you, and, you know, they're trying to give you hindsight and they're trying to help you. And, oh yeah, this person's thinking this about me, or your mind's like telling you like, no, you can't do that. Let's play it safe. The thing that you need to understand is that your mind operates on an entire different level. It operates based off of, you know, things like hundreds of years ago, where your intuition was so key, and, you know, every little factor of fear when you're hunting and shit and everything, that all played a key role. But those emotions never really developed. You call it like the caveman brain, kind of. And basically the point that I'm trying to get at is that you need to deny sometimes your own thoughts that come into your mind and not allow yourself to be succumbed to those thoughts. If a thought pops up into your head and you don't like it, just simply say the words that you are responsible, because you are responsible for the thought that you let get into your mind. And whether you choose to act on that thought or whether you choose to allow it to occupy your mind is on you. And recently, you know, maybe it's just because my estrogen spiked fucked. As you saw, like, it's been like 500, 600, 450, like whatever the number was around there. And that just fried me mentally, dude. Like, it cooked me, and it's still been cooking me, man. Like, I'll be honest, like, that it's been coming down. I can feel it. I'm feeling, you know, a lot more calmer, a lot more tranquil. But it's also just because I've been, you know, controlling my mental more. And oftentimes, you know, when you go through periods of times where things are going good, they're going in the direction, and you don't experience any suffering, you kind of forget the past lessons that you learned in a way and how to deal with them. And then when it comes back sixfold, you don't experience it as severely, but you still experience it to an extent until you realize the lessons that you learned previously from when you experienced it severely. Let's say previously, like, something happened, shit just hit the ceiling, you were going through it mentally, and it occupied your mind fucked for the last 3 months. The next time something happens to you, the chances are it won't be 3 months it'll occupy your mind. It'll most likely be less. It'll most likely be a month. And every single time, you learn something and you endure something, it just becomes less and less, because you eventually learn how to adapt and how to think about situations that are just out of your control, And one of the biggest things is that I think, especially with bodybuilding, because it's such a self-developmental thing, right? And you're always trying to progress and get better. The better that you become, the better looking that you become, the more progress that you make, the more insecure that you actually feel, because you become so hyper aware on the fixation of where you want to get to. Let's say that someone is starting out at the gym. Sure, there can be a level of insecurity, right? Maybe because they're fat, maybe because they're skinny, they want to pack on muscle, they want to get leaner, whatever it may be. At originally that level, the level of insecurity that they think is high is really not. And when you make that progress, and when you get leaner, and when you get there, and even when you get to that halfway midpoint, especially at the halfway midpoint of where you want to get to, that's when the insecurity hits you even more, because now you're not where you used to be, you're not where you want to be, but you're in between and you think that you look like shit. And oftentimes that happens to me, and I maybe this is just me fucking projecting onto the camera now, but holy shit, does the insecurity hit you a lot more when you're fucking making 10 times the progress. I look 10 times better than I did last year. I'm 10 times stronger, genuinely. And the insecurity level just goes fucked up through the ceiling. But at the end of the day, and this brings me back to, the Book of Sleep, and you're not your own thoughts, you're not your own feelings. If I let those insecurities affect my mind, if I let those thoughts and that judgment affect my mind, then every single thing is going to be a test to me. Every single thing I'm not going to be able to enjoy. I'm going to think of every single thing and be completely hyper aware and be so pessimistic of every situation, because I've accepted those thoughts into my mind instead of just denying them and developing an extremely strong self-image of myself, an extremely strong opinion. And oftentimes I always have to remind myself that, who was a fucking NDO champ who said it best, right? The last 24 hours, no one knows your 24 hours. No one knows what you've been through other than you. So if you're going to let your own thoughts dictate how you feel, if you're going to let other people's opinions dictate on how you feel and their opinions on you, because you have to remember that you are not their opinion. Their opinion is just of them. You just have to deny that opinion. You have to not care. Maybe there might be some truth to it, but you know the situation that you are in and everything that you have been through. And if you are getting better every single day, and if you are going after your goals, it may take a while, and patience is absolute key, my friends. Patience is absolutely key. And if you don't have the patience to endure that, and if you allow those opinions to affect you, you're going to get fucked. And for a long time that happened to me. And I'm speaking from fucking experience, bro. Because no one knows what I've been through, and I don't think anyone ever will, unless, I hit up a podcast one day. But maybe I'll write a book or some shit. I remember someone was asking me to do that. But yeah, the point that I'm trying to get at is that you can't let your thoughts dictate how you feel, and you can't succumb to your own mind submission, because your mind is always trying to control you. It's always trying to look for the best solution that it thinks it is. And when new information comes into your mind, and especially when you're already insecure about a specific thing, let's say, right, I want to look like Ronnie Coleman. Obviously now it's an absurd thing to most people. I want to become like that. I want to look like that. I want to lift like that. I want to get to that. When I look at myself in the mirror, guess what's going to happen? You're going to always think that you're shit until you get there. But even when you get there, when you have something that you've always wanted, you'll always want more on top of that. So it's not best to be, complacent with where you're at, but it's best to be grateful for that you've come that long way, that long stretch. And if you've been working consistently hard every single day, if you've been going after it every single day, and you've been doing the actions and taking the actions needed to get to where you want to get to, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Don't take life so seriously. There's a bunch of bullshit happening in the world. There's a bunch of sad shit happening. And dude, people are dying left, right, and center. People are getting diagnosed left, right, and center of a bunch of shit. And your time is precious, my friends. Your time is extremely precious. I'm talking from freaking experience. Trust me, I'm talking from experience here, if you know me on a personal level. And time is so precious, and you never know what's going to happen to you. You don't know your next 24 hours of what's going to happen to you. So make the most of it. Go after your dreams. Do everything that you can possibly do today. And ask yourself, if this happened to me tomorrow, if I were to die tomorrow, was I happy with how I lived today? If you're gymming, if you didn't have the ability to gym tomorrow, would you be satisfied? Would you be happy with how you gymed on your last day? Because more times than not, you won't be. You'll always have something more to give. There'll always be that thought at the back of your mind, that one regret that you should have done. And that is the regret that I will never have, because I'm consistently chasing to make sure that I'm doing every single thing that I possibly can every single day. And I want you bros to do the exact same thing. Stay fucking sick, cunts. Stay fucking blessed. And I will see you in the next video, bros. Peace.
You fuckers!
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, shit, fucking Zoe, whatever that Bruce says, because they won't come out right now. Fuck that shit, boss. Go out there, do some silly shit. Be a fucking scorer. Just be a fucking doozy out there, boss.
Yeah.